Hey there is Human Stoicism. Welcome back to our channel. Today in this video, I will tell you about the philosophy of Stoicism. Massimo Pigliucci. What is the best life we can live? How can we cope with whatever the universe throws at us and keep thriving nonetheless? The ancient Greco-Roman philosophy of Stoicism explains that while we may not always have control over the events affecting us, we can have control over how we approach things. Massimo Pigliucci describes the philosophy of Stoicism. Lesson by Massimo Pigliucci. Animation by Compote Collective. Definition. Roman philosophy. Roman philosophy played a significant role in the growth and development. Definition. Philosophy. The word philosophy comes from the Greek philo, love, and sophia. Roman philosophy played a significant role in the growth and development of Western thought. While not involved directly in the development of original philosophical thought, Rome made significant contributions in two ways. By conveying Greek philosophy to the people of the Roman Empire and developing the Latin terminology that formed the basis for the spreading of philosophy into the Middle Ages. Rome was the home of a number of great writers and thinkers: Cicero, Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, among others. After the fall of the Western Roman Empire, religion and philosophy became one, and the relationship between faith and knowledge came into question. The word philosophy comes from the Greek philo, love, and sophia, wisdom, and so is literally defined as the love of wisdom, more broadly understood. It is the study of the most basic and profound matters of human existence. Philosophical schools frequently develop in response to some perceived failure of religion to provide answers to fundamental questions. The topic of exactly when and where philosophy first began to develop is still debated, but the simplest answer is that it would have begun at any place in the distant past. The first time someone asked why they were born, what their purpose was, and how they were supposed to understand their lives. The term philosophy may apply to a formalized secular or religious system of thought, a personal construct, or a communal understanding of proper attitude and conduct. But in each case, the purpose of the system is to answer such questions. Greek philosophy. Ancient Greek philosophy is a system of thought, first developed in the 6th century BCE, which was informed by a focus on the first cause of observable phenomena. Prior to the development of this system by Thales of Miletus, c. 545 BC, the world was understood by the ancient Greeks as having been created by the gods. Without denying the existence of the gods, Thales suggested that the first cause of existence was water. This suggestion brought no backlash of charges of impiety, because water, as a life-giving agency which encircled the earth, was already associated with the gods by Greek religion. Thales's followers, Anaximander, c. Seneca, c. 546 BCE, and Anaximenes, c. 546 BCE, continued his studies and examinations of the nature of reality, but suggested different elements as the first cause. Introduction to Stoicism. Showing how this ancient philosophy can still direct us toward a better life. Using the psychological insights and the practical techniques of the Stoics, Irvine offers a roadmap for anyone seeking to avoid the feelings of chronic dissatisfaction that plague so many of us. Irvine looks at various Stoic techniques for attaining tranquility and shows how to put these techniques to work in our own life. As he does so, he describes his own experiences practicing Stoicism and offers valuable first-hand advice for anyone wishing to live better by following in the footsteps of these ancient philosophers. Readers learn how to minimize worry, how to let go of the past and focus our efforts on the things we can control, and how to deal with insults, grief, old age, and the distracting temptations of fame and fortune. We learn from Marcus Aurelius the importance of prizing only things of true value. And from Epictetus we learn how to be more content with what we have. Epictetus. Epictetus, LC, 50 c. 130 CE, was a Stoic philosopher best known for his works, the Enchiridion, the Handbook, and his Discourses, both foundational works in Stoic philosophy and both thought to have been written down from his teachings by his student Arrian. Stoicism is the belief that the individual is wholly responsible for his or her interpretations of circumstance and that all of life is natural and normal in spite of one's impressions. To the Stoics, philosophy was synonymous with life. One did not dabble in philosophy. One became fully immersed in it to understand and appreciate how best to live one's life. Ancient Chinese philosophy. The term ancient Chinese philosophy refers to the belief systems developed by various philosophers during the era, known as the 100 Schools of Thought, when these thinkers formed their own schools during the Spring and Autumn period, c. 476 BCE, and the Warring States period, c. 481 to 21 BCE, after the Zhou dynasty, 1046-256 BCE, had begun to decline. The term 100 schools of thought should be understood figuratively to mean many, not literally. The 10 schools which developed from this period were Confucianism, Taoism, Legalism, Mohism, School of Names, Yin-Yang School, School of Minor Talks, School of Diplomacy, Agriculturalism, Syncretism. In addition to these, there were minor schools which attracted adherents but were never formally established. Yangism, Hedonist School, Relativism, School of the Military, School of Medicine. Out of these 14, 3 would gain prominence and influence: Confucianism, Taoism, and Legalism, and either condemn the others outright or absorb their central concepts in whole or in part. The Warring States period ended when the state of Qin defeated the other 6 states and founded the Qin dynasty, 221-206 BCE. Around 213 BCE, the Qin emperor, Shi Huangdi, 221-210 BCE, ordered all the books from the 100 schools of thought burned except those on legalism, his own personal philosophy which became that of the state. The works of the other schools which survived the period known as the burning of the books and burying of scholars only did so because they were hidden by people at great personal risk. Thales of Miletus, c. 585 BCE, is regarded as the first Western philosopher and mathematician. He was born and lived in Miletus, a Greek colony in Ionia, modern Turkey, referenced as the birthplace of Greek philosophy because of his high standing as the first philosopher, a title given him by later Greek writers on the subject. The philosopher Aristotle, 384-322 BCE, was the first to call Thales the first philosopher for his systematic approach to inquiry, and his claim was accepted because all of his pronouncements were regularly regarded as accurate. What Thales' approach was, however, is unclear, as none of his works have survived. What is known of his philosophy comes from fragments of his preserved in passages by later writers, but all are in agreement that he pioneered the intellectual movement which later would become known as Greek philosophy. Thales of Miletus. Seneca, Lucius Annaeus Seneca, Seneca the Younger, 4 BCE, 65 CE, was a Roman author, playwright, orator, and most importantly, a tutor and advisor to the Roman Emperor Nero, IR. Fincae 468 CE. Influenced by Stoic philosophy, he wrote several philosophical treatises and 124 letters on moral issues. the Epistulae Moralis, moral epistles. As Nero's tutor, he tried to pass on his philosophy of a virtuous life, and with the help of the prefect of the Praetorian Guard, Burrus, he tried to keep Nero's indulgences under control. Despite his best efforts and falsely accused of being part of a plot to assassinate the emperor, he was ordered to commit suicide by the increasingly paranoid Nero. Great ancient Greek poets. The poets of ancient Greece are among the most famous in the world and established many of the forms still used by artists today. From the epic poetry of Homer to the more intimate works of Sappho of Lesbos, ancient Greek poetry has inspired and helped to shape the works of poets for over 2,000 years. In honor of National Poetry Month in the United States, this collection presents some of the most famous Greek poets of antiquity, along with their muses. Readers are encouraged to explore the many others not included here. For more about famous poets, watch my next video. See you soon!